Sairam children, welcome back to the session. Today I am not going to teach any new lesson. Today we are going to revise. So in today's period we are going to revise lesson number 1 in social studies. So children, do you remember the name? What is the name of the lesson? Yes, lesson number 1, landforms of the world. So let's begin children. Yes, lesson number 1, landforms of the world. When you look at the planet Earth, what do you see? Yes, you see at some places it rises high, while at some places it is flat, isn't it? So, the land covering the Earth's surface is not uniform. It is not uniform. It is not even. It is uneven, right? Okay, you had learned this lesson. Now tell me, what are landforms? Yes, the different features that make up the Earth's surface are called landforms. How many landforms are there? Yes, how many? Yes, there are 4 main landforms. What are they? Yes, they are mountains, plains, plateaus, and deserts. So the four main landforms are mountains, plains, plateaus, and deserts. Now tell me how these landforms are formed. Yes, some landforms are formed by forces that act on the surface of the earth, such as water, wind, and air. Some are formed by processes occurring deep inside the earth. Now we will see mountains, valleys, and passes. So children, you had learned this lesson. You tell me, what are mountains and hills? Yes, mountains and hills are rocky masses of land that rise higher than the surroundings. They rise higher than the surroundings. Then what is the main difference between mountains and hills? Yes, mountains have very steep slopes and high peaks. Mountains have very steep slopes and high peaks, whereas hills are smaller and lower. And mountains usually occur in long rows called mountain ranges. Now look at this picture. It's a picture of a mountain and a hill. Just see the difference. Mountains have very steep, whereas hills are smaller and lower. Mountains have high peaks. So mountains occurs in rows called mountain ranges. Now tell me, which is the highest mountain range in the world? Yes. The Himalayas in the north of India is the highest mountain range in the world. Yes, the Himalayas in the north of India is the highest mountain range in the world. Now tell me, which is the highest mountain peak in the world? Yes, Mount Everest is the highest mountain peak in the world. Next is formation of fold mountains. So how these fold mountains are formed? Some mountains are formed when two large land masses push against each other. They are called fold mountains. We'll just see with an activity, you'll understand. See here, just place some 8 to 10 towels. Just lay 8 to 10 towels on a flat surface as shown in the picture and place 2 plastic boxes on both the sides. Ask one of your friend to push it from the other side. Push it from the other side towards the center. You can see how it is formed. This is how the fold mountains are formed. Is that clear? Examples of fold mountains are the Rockies in North America and the Alps in Europe. All these are fold mountains. Now we will see volcanic mountains. Some mountains are formed when molten rock from deep inside the earth rises to the surface, forming a volcanic mountain. They are called volcanic mountain. Example, Mount Fuji in Japan and Mount Vesuvius in Italy are volcanic mountains. Next is block mountains. Another kind of mountains are called block mountains. They are formed by splitting and sliding of large blocks of land. See how they are formed? By splitting and sliding of large blocks of land. Examples, the Sierra Nevada mountains in the USA and the Black Forest mountains in Germany. These are examples of block mountains. Next is valley. So what is a valley? Yes, the low land between hills or mountains is called a valley. Valleys are normally formed by glaciers or rivers wearing away rocks on mountains. How they are formed? They are formed by glaciers or rivers wearing away rocks on mountains. A number of valleys have rivers flowing through them. Example, a famous valley in India are the Kashmir Valley and the Brahmaputra Valley. Next is passes. So what are passes? Yes, mountains have low, narrow, natural gaps called passes. So people cross the mountains through these passes. And this is the Khyber Pass which you see on the screen. The Khyber Pass in the Himalayas connects Afghanistan and Pakistan. So children, now we will do some objective questions. Yes? Let's begin. Okay. First one is fill in the blanks. The lowland between two mountains is called dash. The options are passes, valley, plains, deserts. So children, which is the correct answer? Yes, valley, you're right. The lowland between two mountains is called valley. Now we'll move to the next question. The different features that make up the Earth's surface are called dash. The options are landforms, oceans, rivers, seas. Yes, just now we learned, isn't it? Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, the different features that make up the Earth's surface are called landforms. Now we will move on to the next question. Next is match the columns. Okay, are you ready? First one is Fold Mountains. And here the Sierra Nevada Mountains in the USA. B. The Alps in Europe. C. Kashmir. D. Passes. And E. Landforms. So Fold Mountains, which is the correct one? B. Correct. Fold Mountains. The Alps in Europe. Valley. Yes. Kashmir Valley. Kashmir is a valley. Okay. Block Mountains. Yes. A. The Sierra Nevada Mountains in the USA. Plateaus. Yes, plateaus is a landform. Correct. Now, we will move on to the next question. Next is name the following. First one, the highest peak in the world. Two options are given. A. Nanga Parbat. B. Mount Everest. Yes, which is the correct answer? Yes, Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. Next is an example of volcanic mountain. So two options are given. Mount Fuji, Black Forest Mountain. So which is the correct option? Yes, an example of volcanic mountain is Mount Fuji. Next we'll see say true or false. First one, the land covering the Earth's surface is not uniform. True or false? True or false? Yes, it is true. Next one, the lowland between hills or mountains is called the plateau. Just now we saw in the fill in the blanks, isn't it? So, is it true or false? False. Yes, you're right. So, students, the remaining part we will see in the next class. Children, I just want to give you some information regarding the maps. In the previous video, I have given you to do some activity which is based on maps. So you have to complete two maps, right? That is map 1 India political and map 6 the coastal plains and islands. In map 1, that is India political, there are 4 questions. In that, second question, state which is bifurcated from Andhra Pradesh is Telangana and a smaller state in area is Goa. Is it clear? So you have to complete all the questions and complete the two maps. Okay. And the remaining part of the revision will be continued in the next class. Until then, goodbye. Stay home, stay safe.